Na 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 na, and everybody, eh. Ooh, na 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 na, na 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 na. I make a like, na 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 na, na 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 na. Why can't I see my live chat? Oh, why must everything break? I say, why can't anything just work when I want it to work? Put that there, and then that there, and then this, and then that. Why can't I still see? Why? Oh, SpongeBob. Why? Why can't I see my chat? Why not? I mean, no one's here at the beginning anyway, which allows me to just say whatever I want. Chicken finger. I mean, I can see it on the screen. I can't see it like in my OBS, which leads me to start itching. Nope, that doesn't work. What if I do this and then do that and then do this and then do that? Does that work? No, it doesn't. Ooh, shit. I can't see my. There it is. Okay. There you go. Now I can see it. All right. We're back at it. I can see you all now. Hello. Hi. It's Tuesday, National Happy Hour Day. I mean, I didn't need that to be a holiday. I was going to get drunk regardless. But, hi, everyone. I recommend everybody just work out, even if it's just like for a little bit. Your body's going to feel lighter. I don't know why. I drastically feel lighter. It just feels good. It feels good to move your body in a way that isn't brain dead. You feel me? But yeah, we're gonna watch more of the guy because he has more videos that pique my interest. But first, I have maybe fish to fry. I don't know. I don't know if I have fish to fry in this subject matter. It depends on anyone being dumb enough. It truly depends on anyone truly being dumb enough to make the decision. I hope no one makes the decision, but so far someone's made the decision. Now, class, give me a moment. I need the name. What the hell was his name? But good morning to everybody. Did Chris call back? What are you talking about? The title makes me think of another infamous individual, Dark Side Phil. I don't really care about that guy. Why not? There's such interesting. No, there isn't. Class, if you don't mind, can I ask you all a question? What do you see? Don't answer that. I'll read it to you. Breaking. A woman in Seattle was arrested on murder charges after she allegedly killed her father with an ice pick because she was overwhelmed due to the election results. Do you think mainstream media and the Democrats bear any responsibility for endless fear-mongering about a Trump victory? No, because you asshats don't want to cope any responsibility for your fear-mongering. So there we go. Do you notice anything on the screen? After me reading this entire thing, do you notice anything on the screen? Hopefully, if you've ever watched my channel, you know what I'm about to say, and we could all, we all could be easy about this. We could all be simple about this, and it could go smoothly. If you don't know, I'll just tell you anyway. There's nothing on the screen that indicates anybody got killed over the election. Zero. But there's nothing in the image that Libs of TikTok posted that has anything to do with any of this. And so my curiosity piqued, and I found an article about it, and there's several of them like this. And I think the more egregious part is, matter of fact, here you go. Seattle woman accused of killing father with an ice axe. Does anyone notice something? Oh, there's one. Overwhelmed by election, brutally murders. Okay, let's look at this. Okay. Seattle woman overwhelmed by an election, brutally murders her father. Okay, let's read. Let's read this one specifically. A Seattle woman overwhelmed by the presidential election brutally murdered her own father with an ice axe. 33-year-old Corey Lizette Burke was charged with first-degree murder after she repeatedly stabbed her father, Timothy Burke, with an ice axe after an argument about turning the lights off in the house. Overwhelmed by election, brutally murdered. Argument about turning lights off in the house. Seattle woman overwhelmed by election, brutally murdered. After an argument about turning lights off in the house. Overwhelmed by election. Ice axe after an argument about turning. You know what? Maybe I'm too cynical. Let's keep reading. Because, maybe the catch-22 is somewhere there, because it started off like this and then gave us the reason. Burke told officers she also strangled her father while he gasped for air. According to charging documents, Timothy Burke sustained injuries to the head, his body, and including bite marks on his back. After Corey Burke murdered her father in the basement, she went upstairs and smashed windows in the home, prompting neighbors to call the police. When police arrived, they found a bloodied axe and a shattered window in the front living room. Corey Burke told law enforcement that she killed her father because she was overwhelmed and freaked out during the argument over. Corey Burke told law enforcement that she was because she was overwhelmed and freaked out during an argument over house lights. Overwhelmed by the election. Overwhelmed during an argument about house lights. Overwhelmed by the election. Overwhelmed by house lights. So, clearly, as it's been documented numerous times, the well's running dry on election content. And a lot of people are going to be grasping, and they're going to be struggling. And they're going to be struggling to keep things aflowing in terms of keeping things up. Man, I hate election years. Are you not paying attention? Are you not paying attention, like at all? Are you not paying attention to what I'm highlighting? Like, are you not paying attention to when I say Seattle woman overwhelmed by the election, and then we scroll down to see overwhelmed and freaked out during an argument over house lights? This has, I would argue, nothing to do with the goddamn election. But the well's running dry, folks. The well is running disastrously dry for a lot of people, because a lot of people. Let me give y'all some cheese about content creation. Yes, it's all algorithm based, and if you've ever paid for a class where, oh my God, I want to learn how to be a good YouTuber, you're essentially a simp. But if you wanted to know, you can make content specifically around a certain thing. Gaming, food, reviews, you can do that. There's an infinite well in that. From food cooking, from food tasting, to food reviewing, all of that. But when you specifically are around one thing and one thing only, eventually the well's gonna run dry. And it's gonna run dry in a stupid fucking fashion. And this is the fashion. We are now trying to tie in the election with nothing else. because somebody killed their dad over some fucking lights. The bitch is insane. This ain't got shit to do with Trump. I ain't a Trump supporter. I'm getting tired of a bunch of shit getting tied to the dude, bro. I'm getting tired of it. Y'all about to make me defend Nick Fuentes because, yes, the motherfucker is an incel loser. Don't show up to this motherfucker house. Don't knock on this motherfucker door. You motherfuckers are deranged. Don't do these things. This ain't got shit to do with Trump. This ain't got shit to do with the election. This a crazy bitch. And the balls on people like this who say mainstream media do nothing but lie when they're showing you nothing of the sort is a little bit confusing. A little bit heart-wrenching. It's sad and frustrating. You know what frustrated me? Does anybody remember the guy who chastised a pregnant woman for not wanting to give up a bike to some teenagers who were black? And he sat there and said, oh, you think you could do, I'm paraphrasing, you think you could, do something because you're pregnant? This same guy is now saying, well, that's a 51-year-old woman. How dare you push her down after she knocks on your door? This is why I've lost a good chunk of respect for damn near every motherfucker online. Because the consistency, that's the thing that irked me. I just want consistency, bro. Like, if you're going to sit there and not make excuses for a pregnant woman, but you're going to make excuses for a 51-year-old, my memory ain't bad, bro. Like it you can't sit here and dismiss a woman being pregnant, but then prop up a woman as a victim because she's 50. It's sick. Both the women were white. So fuck, are we checks and balancing around this motherfucker? Please. Will anybody start to be fucking consistent? I'm getting tired of these low IQ, dumbass, wannabe intellectuals who think they saving the fucking world, talking like they know everything, but as soon as you catch them, all of a sudden it's fucking passive-aggressive fucking tones and illogical fucking gotchas that don't hold up. No way. Fuck, man. It pains me that I'm this beautiful, but fuck, somebody got to be in this predicament. Fucking child, bro. I swear I'm a child at heart. I'm late as usual. Who's the online troll? Motherfucker, you like 12 minutes late. We ain't even do nothing yet. You realize the last stream, I went like 40 minutes before I ever went to like the main subject of the stream. That's because I'm that good as a fucking streamer. What are you talking about? I'm that skilled, motherfucker. While you watch all these other motherfuckers who like slowly drone on and they don't know how to fucking actually keep you peons entertained. They don't know how to keep you peons on alert. Daddy will always be here to make sure that y'all are pristine and you're clean. It's Maybelline. But we'll get there. I just despise the fact that I now live in a society of people who are destined to just do things that they complain about other people doing. There's no solution. I figured it out like the end of last year. There's no solution. Like there's dead ass no solution. It's really just be your enemy. As long as you're your enemy, you'll get away with it. And that's good. As long as you're your enemy, you will absolutely get away with it. We got distracted by it last week. Well, I mean, that was at the same time. I was watching one of your clips yesterday about cancel culture working both ways. Right. How convenient. How convenient. How the side that will dig up anybody saying nigga from 40 years ago and say, you need to apologize and pay us monies and all this extra shit, will sit there and say, hey, you, current day, you should jump off a bridge, and then they'll fucking think that the same fucking fire won't come for them. It's ludicrous. I'm late too. What's the topic? Fine, I'll tell you the topic. We're going to learn from this guy about how being a YouTuber is hell unless you're huge. Mind you, he has 117,000 subscribers. So by the base metric, he's huge. He might say something that we all end up agreeing with, but because this is the same guy who said, hey, you all that stopped giving me money, you traumatized me and my wife. I'm going to venture to guess I'm not really going to get a coherent speech. He looks like he tried to sell me some. Has 11K. No, it's even worse. He has 117,000. I haven't been watching live streams because I've been avoiding all the election BS. I mean, I don't know why you think I was going to cover the election in any serious manner. What I will always do is just absolutely bullshit my way through it because it's funny. You thought... Listen, no disrespect to you, because you didn't know. You didn't know. So I'll tell anyone who didn't know. I will never fucking stay up all night to watch a fucking election. I got booty naked, and I was watching Shrek. I passed out, and I fucking woke up. I woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning, texted Moral, and Moral told me Trump was winning. And I was like, oh. And then I went back to sleep, and I woke up, and Trump won. That's the election coverage. Bro, they had streamers who put on suits just to stay in their room in front of a microphone. Are you apoplectic? But before that, I want to watch more election coverage. I'm going to show you motherfuckers how to do election coverage. Oh wait, never mind. FEMA, because if y'all didn't know, I think it was this lady. If not, it was somebody else. A FEMA employee got caught saying, hey, don't go help the Trump supporters. Avoid houses with Trump signs on. And everybody lost their minds. And I was about to join in on that because FEMA's supposed to help anybody and everybody. But then I thought to myself, when was that message sent out? Like, what's the exact day? Was it before or after a bunch of motherfuckers started lying about what FEMA was doing in regards to the $750 and your ability to fucking apply for more? Because yes, much like a bank loan, much like insurance, you have to apply for all these things. It's not something that you could just press a button and get handed to you. And also, if you mad about that $750, you need to be mad at the motherfuckers who are in the House and the Senate. They're the ones that royally fucked over a bunch of people. And it wasn't just Biden and Kamala. It was those Republicans, too. But nobody want to tell y'all that part. Wait, but I always tell y'all that part. So my thing would be, if she sent that message out before all them fucking nut jobs started refusing FEMA work and saying FEMA was never coming out there and spreading all that hateful shit, obviously she need to be fired, and she was fired. But if this happened after, I'll look at it and say, yeah, PR-wise, you're bad for FEMA. They're going to fire you anyway. The lens I'm looking at it in is, all right, you got to be a little bit apprehensive. Which was not worded the best at all. It's worded in a way like you're still going to be fired any fucking way. It's like still wild, but adding that layer to it will soften the blow just a little bit. Was the 51-year-old, what are you talking about? Are you talking about the bitch that got pepper sprayed? No, that was a white woman. All right, lady, explain yourself.
I was notified after I demobbed. The next morning they told me verbally I was fired, but they never provided me anything in writing stating that I was fired.
Little advice for anybody with a job. If your boss come up to you and say you fired, you're fired. Do not start asking for written notes that you are now let go. You are fired the minute your higher ranking official who hires and fires people tells you, whether they to your face with lip service through text, you're fired.
They all alleged that these actions were made on my own recognizances and that it was for my own political advances. However, if you look at the record, there is what we call a community trend. And unfortunately, it just so happened that the political hostility that was encountered by my team, and I was on 2 different teams during this deployment, they just so happened to have the Trump campaign signage. FEMA always preaches avoidance first and then de-escalation. So this is not isolated. This is a colossal event of avoidance, not just in the state of Florida, but you will find avoidance in the Carolinas. Senior leadership will lie to you and tell you that they do not know. But if you ask the DSA crew leads and specialists what they are experiencing in the field, they will tell you. Demand for FEMA to give you those incident reports.
I mean, giving the incident reports will create a better scope of this. You're still going to get fired, though, because when you already have FEMA with negative PR because of a bunch of people who lack the idea of doing basic research about what's the reason you actually got those $750, you're going to have animosity come up, and you would have to be a little bit apprehensive, try to de-escalate any situation, but you worded it like, hey, all right, this is me and my interpretation. This is not what she actually said. It's like, oh, avoid the fucking Trump supporters. If you would have worded it like, there's going to be a lot of animosity, specifically around individuals who may or may not support Trump. Do not turn them away. Try to de-escalate the situation if need be. Inform them about any form of aid that is applied or applicable to them, and go from there. That is how you word that. I have never worked in PR a day in my life, and I understand this shit better. Hi, Emily. Are you suffering today? If not, you will soon enough. But I ain't gonna lie, I really don't feel bad for her. She's fucked herself over, just digging her nose real fast. Like, you failed in every metric. And you know, I don't necessarily feel bad that you got fired. I feel bad that you got caught. Evil Leon? Listen, bro. It's like, let me have a little fun before I deal with this, okay?
Sure. And how we always got along. And I wore my grandma's sweater to go vote, and I'm so sorry. I'm trying not to cry, okay? But my heart's broken. My grandma just sent me a very sad text. It broke my...
You probably don't even remember me from yesterday. You were the one that kind of got confused when I said one of these people reminds me of individuals that chew blood. So, you know, I remember you. You don't remember me. That's the real issue.
And my mom has yet to text me back today. My point of making this video is to say that I am very happy, and I expressed how happy I was. And I'm not going to be sorry for that. I'm completely heartbroken that my family is taking it how they are. I never did this to them when Biden won. Never. But if you don't like me because of who I voted for and you have to unfollow, go ahead. My own family unsubscribed from my life, so you can too. I promise it doesn't get worse than that. It broke my heart.
Not even gonna lie to you, bro. Wait, this somebody who voted for Trump? Listen, bros, I keep telling y'all can absolutely vote for who y'all want to vote for. That's y'all choices. Unfortunately, there's going to be family who don't stand with you. And that sucks. It truly does suck. It sucks. But it's like, hey, you knew who your family was with. You knew who your family was rocking with. Don't act surprised. Just be a little bit more cautious in the future. That's all you got to do, baby. People propping up their phones to cry. What are you talking about? You telling me I can't? Oh no, here it comes. The waterworks. I'm crying right now, can't you tell?
I've got to say, it's ironic to see somebody that just voted for the We Hate Gay and Trans People party complain about familial rejection, because
you were just like 4 days ago standing in front of that same microphone, very somber, as if you were about to cry. So it's like, are we really going to play this game, buddy? Like, come on now. Like, be fucking real. Like, you got a lot of pep in your step right now. Here it is.
Is that... Well, at the time that I record this video, the rate...
Look at you. Look at you. You lost all your fucking glow, motherfucker. Be proud.
I always talked about how my family had
So, in case you're wondering whether or not I feel any sympathy for her, the answer is an unequivocal no. In fact, I cut off 2 of my own family members just this month as well. One of them knows, the other is just not going to hear from me ever again. So there's that. And to be clear, I want to say we can have political disagreements and be friends and family. We can debate marginal tax rates and political theory, but we cannot vote against somebody's right and then expect them to want to be part of their life. Like, you understand this, right? I can't associate with family members who say they support me on one hand, but yet vote for a party that wants to take away my marriage rights. These aren't just mere political disagreements. It's about morality. To chalk it up to political differences is so tone deaf because that comes from a place of privilege, and it demonstrates that you probably don't think you're going to be negatively affected.
Listen, white guy, you can't talk to me about privilege. You're white. I don't give a fuck if you're potentially gay or not. You're white, and that fucking shadows over anything else that you got going on. Whether if you got AIDS, whether if you're gay, whether if you're trans, you're white, and you're oppressing me by talking to me right now. So let me help you out. Yes, you should be able to have simple conversations, but when the water's so fucking muddied by a bunch of people online who don't know how to talk to anybody besides insert insult here, you're really not going to get that. I, being who I am, and I'll always use me as the example. You know how many motherfuckers disagree with me on a bunch of shit, and they still my brothers? I was talking to Brad yesterday. We was going back and forth. And guess what? Guess what we did? Played Call of Duty. A lot of motherfuckers are not willfully skilled in these conversations. I strike this one as not. I strike him as somebody who's not willfully skilled in having a conversation. He wants everything to be a debate. And I'm sorry, maybe it's just because I'm hard right now. I don't have the energy to be back and forth with a bunch of motherfuckers yelling about this shit, that shit, and the next shit. Let's just talk. And if we could do it, cool. If we can't, ooh, nasty, just nasty.
By the party you just voted in, but you will be. Now, that TikToker isn't the only person who is experiencing blowback from her family for voting for an authoritarian fascist, because Heidi Brones, a lesbian Trump supporter, LOL, says, holy shit.
My father-in-law just canceled Christmas and his own mom's, whoa. He canceling funeral? Hey, bruh, welcome to life. Welcome to how shit happens in life, bruh. That unequivocally is life. To its highest form, to its highest creed, that's how life works. Imagine sending out to the group chat. Yeah, who voted for Trump in here? Oh, me. Oh yeah, just so y'all know, y'all dead mama, the funeral. My God. My God. The funeral's over.
Shit, my father-in-law just canceled Christmas and his own mom's funeral because he found out my wife and I voted for Trump, and he can't handle being around us. Why are people like this? I mean, I don't know, maybe he's distraught because he didn't raise his daughter that way and is sad that she voted against her own self-interest and for deportation, and maybe he's mad that his daughter voted to cut his social security and take away healthcare from him, who knows? But Heidi isn't alone because there's Jane Hay who says, I voted for Trump. My husband didn't. My dad didn't. My daughter didn't. Now they're all being vicious. My husband wants a divorce. Honestly, after being...
Some of these I can't even buy into. Like, okay, your husband voted for Kamala and now he wants a divorce. Me wants to believe that 100%, but then me remembers that households have different dynamics that I necessarily don't know about. Me thinks there could be an extra elemente in here, don't you know? Wouldn't you know? I feel like there might be an extra elemente. Just a little extra elemente in here. I'm not really certain what that extra elemente might be, but me thinks somebody lying. I don't know who, but somebody might be lying. I just don't know who just yet.
Treated the way I've been treated, I suppose it's the best next step. I don't understand how people seem to have lost their minds. I was not happy that Biden won. I was sure that the election was stolen. I didn't let it affect my relationships, except it...
There it is. I now think that, I don't think you just let that roll off your tongue. Anyone who says, hey, I thought the election was stolen, pretty certain they didn't just think that. I'm pretty sure they just said that almost any time politics got brought up. Anytime election get brought up, a bunch of motherfuckers do definitely believe, yes, it's democracy time, that Motherfuckers immediately go to the election was stolen thing.
It clearly is affecting your relationships, hence why your husband is now asking for a divorce. And these people who try to play innocent, I'm not buying it. I have Trump supporters in my family who lambasted people who are not Trump supporters, just apolitical people, for getting vaccinated. My mom was attacked viciously by her MAGA brother for getting vaccinated. Oh, you're gonna die in 3 years. What did you just do, you fucking idiot? You got the vaccine, oh my God. Like things like that. So we know how vicious and cruel these people are. So I don't buy that, well, it's the family. They're just so cruel and intolerant. No, you know what you're doing. You're shoving your conspiracy theories in their faces. You're insufferable. It's crazy because after years of triggering the libs and just being terrible people all around, the whole fuck your feelings crowd is now all in their feelings because they got what they wanted. They won. You all tricked.
I agree with this. I can't understand how there was a crowd of people that was like, bro, facts don't care about your feelings. Fuck your feelings. Now all of a sudden everybody got feelings. I don't get that. Why does everybody have feelings now? I thought it was fuck feelings, fuck having to deal with that, toughen up, buttercup, and all that extra shit. Tough up. Get tough, motherfucker. You'll be all right. You can find another wife, husband, whichever one you was.
Triggered the libs so much that none of your liberal friends and family members ever want to be around you again. Congratulations, you won. You joined a political cult and believed dumbass conspiracy theories to the point where you made that your entire identity, and you couldn't even have a normal conversation with family because what else is there to talk about? Your whole life revolves around Donald Trump and being a Trump supporter. That's your personality. It's your identity. So people don't want to be around that. So I feel like I don't know what you expected. See, the problem is that a lot of Trump supporters aren't just cruel towards marginalized people and people.
And I need it to be understood that this is not just for these Trump supporters. These motherfucking Democratic motherfuckers, these Hassan fans are a little bit apoplectic, and I wouldn't want to talk to them. Boy, speaking of which, man, fuck this. Can I show y'all the dummy? Let me tell y'all what wasn't on my bingo card as a reason why the Democrats lost. I couldn't imagine this shit being on my fucking bingo card. I'm mad. I don't know why YouTube don't let me pull this up and like let me show the full thing. But Hassan is now the reason because the Democratic Party didn't do enough collabs with Hassan. If that's the case, they're never going to win again. They are never, and I do mean never, going to win another election again. Oh, the reason we lost is because of Hassan. Hassan Abbey. The terrorist supporter. The guy who sat there and promoted terrorism in front of a bunch of people. The guy who sat there and demeaned a trans person because he thought he knew more. Oh my God. He knew more about trans shit. That's who. And you know what? I'm with it. Fuck it. No Twitch stream today? I mean, I could potentially do it if I so choose, but it won't be until like the evening. It really won't be until the fucking evening if I do decide to do it.
Well, that they've never met. Some have even prioritized the Trump cult over their own family because they've become incapable of thinking for themselves. So even though supporting Donald Trump hurts some of their own family, that's what they feel inclined to do because the hive mind dictates that that's what they should do. To demonstrate this, we're going to hear from a Mexican-American woman who was interviewed by The Guardian before the election took place. And even though she knows that Trump's mass deportation policy could destroy the lives of people in her own family, watch how giddy she was to support him anyway.
Mexican-American, what do you think about Trump's border policy?
I love it. I love it. I'm 100% for it.
Do you know anybody that crossed the border without applying for green card?
Oh, yes. Unfortunately, I have my family members. They did. Cousins, nephews, nieces.
Because those people might be deported if Donald Trump wins.
That's okay. That's okay.
How long have they been here?
He said that's okay. Motherfucker. I can understand if motherfucker was like, yeah, it's a little bit of a concern to me, but we'll pull through as a family. Motherfucker just said, that's okay. You know what that mean? That motherfucker got their green card.
I don't really want to get gangbanged.
Who does? It's so impractical. Hey, we got a $23 Sky Pack. Come on.
All this tell me is that motherfucker got their green card and is like, hey, eventually you'll get yours too, buddy.
Years, like 20, some 30 years.
And so you think the members of your own family have been here?
I could be cool if motherfucker was like, yeah, it's something we're going to have to navigate as a family, but I have faith that we'll be able to do it. Not even that, bro. You ain't even going to give your family that, bro. You just going, yeah, it's okay. just cold with it. Cold with it. Just, it's okay.
30 years should be deported.
Yeah, yes. I mean, they can be deported, but they can also apply to come back again to the United States, but do it
There it is.
the right way.
How do you think they would feel about you saying that?
Oh, they would be very angry. They are angry at me right now. They don't talk to me because I support Trump.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. You are voting for a candidate that said he is going to ruin your family members' lives. Of course, they're not going to talk to you after that. You are an evil, malicious person, and I understand why they want nothing to do with you ever again. They can't just come back and do it the right way, lady. Don't you think they would have done that if they could? Our immigration system does not work. It's broken. Americans don't understand that it is nearly impossible to get permanent residency here or become a citizen. The laws were different when she was younger. Back then, even Reagan granted amnesty to millions of immigrants, but now things have changed. Hence why there's so many undocumented immigrants, because there's no path to do it the right way. But these are just a couple of examples of people who chose to prioritize a political cult to the detriment of their own families. And now the chickens are coming home to roost, and they're sad about that. But what do you want me to tell you? I mean, people don't want to be around you if you are part of a cult and you're conspiracy brained and you won't shut the fuck up about how everyone else is wrong and you're right. So,
oh my God, he's right. But what have I been saying for like the full year? What you say about one, you could definitely say about the other. Because I ain't gonna lie, if I was his auntie, yeah, I wouldn't want to be around this motherfucker at all. I definitely wouldn't want to be around this motherfucker at all. He strikes me as annoying. He strikes me like, oh my God, everything needs to be a discussion about gay rights, which I don't have a problem with talking about gay rights. I have a problem with motherfuckers bringing it up in every fucking conversation. And Buddy strikes me as one who would definitely bring that up in every conversation.
you reap what you sow. Now, for the ones who haven't experienced any blowback from family, boy, oh boy, are some of them in for a rude wake-up call, because people are already losing their Christmas bonuses or their jobs because corporations are already scaling back, or they're bulk buying in anticipation of Donald Trump's tariffs. And some of the young men who voted for Donald Trump are going to find out really soon that the cost of video game consoles could spike by around 40%. I mean, the new...
Buddy, I don't know how to break it to you. Motherfuckers paying $700 right now for PS5 Pros. That was before Trump got put in office. That's before Trump does anything. We need to have a conversation with Sony. Sony sold motherfuckers a $700 console with no new game on that bitch. No new game on that bitch. This is probably what I'm playing right now. Helldivers is probably one of the only new games that didn't came out. My PC's upgraded, jokes on you. Right, I got a gaming PC. It's upgraded enough. It's upgraded enough for me to play the games I want to play, which are scary games. That's it. That's the only games I play on my fucking PC, scary games. Why? Because I like the sensation. I can't wait till Poppy Playtime comes out. But until then, I need to find another fucking scary game to play. That way I could actually play more games on this bitch. Because the PC's fun. PC gaming's fun for only that.
New PS5 Pro could cost $1,000, and the new Switch 2 is probably...
It was only digital, right? No disc. Right. Sony is gassed. These motherfuckers made a digital console with the option for you to buy the disc port and the stand. Sony on dick, bro. The bag can't be that bad for Sony, son. Like, nobody will be able to convince me that the bag that bad. Sony got to start doing shit like that. But fuck.
Going to cost more than Nintendo was originally planning to price it if Trump does follow through with these tariffs. So a lot of these people fuck themselves over, even if they don't realize that
Bought my kids a PlayStation last year, and this year he wants a PC. How much are people supposed to pay for Christmas now? I mean, technology is going to advance regardless. I don't know how to break it to y'all. Or Barton specifically. The shit you talk about is always going to cost money. No matter who's the president, that shit ain't going to be $30. Fuck, when I was a kid, what console was $30? None. They was between $100 to $300. That's them fucking PlayStation 2s, 3s, Xbox 360s. Somewhere, I don't know the exact number. I'm gonna say between $100 and $300. Fuck it, $150 to $300. Cause ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way. But guess what? That's what motherfuckers paid. And honestly, buying a PC. I mean, you might be able to skate by it because it is Black Friday season. Motherfuckers got deals out the wazoo for shit. You could get it pre-built. Don't listen to no motherfucker online. You could definitely get that bitch pre-built and it'll be fine. You get that bitch pre-built, ain't nothing wrong with it. You're not less of a parent. You're actually more considerate because who in your house gonna build that fucking thing? Not you. Definitely not you. Apple fanboy mindset. The only Apple product I got is the phone and the headphones. Everything else, the PC. What I'm streaming on right now, the PC. Can't be nothing else, champion. I've rescinded my old talking points about the PC and its disgustingness. I do enjoy my wireless keyboard. You know, I've enjoyed it. If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't fucking have it anymore, but I have it. So there it is.
That's what they did, right? They thought that they were voting just for mass.
How good are Apple headphones? I mean, good enough, decent enough. But these are like an old model because I think they came out with like a newer one, which I'm not going to buy because the ones on my fucking ear still work. And unless they break, I'm not buying another fucking pair. I have a pre-built piece. I have a pre-built PC. Why? Because I'm traumatized from building PCs, and I'm just not going to do it anymore. Massive skill issue, I know, but when you fuck up somebody's PC to the point where you got to go bring it to a fucking shop, and when you have to deal with motherfuckers who want specific things in their shit, and they keep texting you over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and they refuse to like put money towards anything, they just want to fucking act like I could just magically do it. Yeah, I'm traumatized. I just get my shit pre-built. I get all the specs I want, and I go from there. I'm good.
Mass deportation. But no, you're voting for everything else that comes with it, and you voted against your own self-interest. And
I was talking to the guy in chat, Leon. I don't care. Any comment is directed at me because I'm that much of a narcissist.
I get that there's only two options in the system with a duopoly, but when one option is objectively worse for working class people, and that's the one you chose because of ignorance or big...
However you get it as long as it works. Right. I did my PC on a payment plan. That's another thing. You can do a payment plan. A lot of motherfuckers do it. They don't tell you that they do it. I've done it. And guess what? Paid it off. And guess what I now have? A PC that's fully paid off. And another PC that was also fully paid off. It's like, it's motherfuckers like to act like there's shame in getting payment plans. There'll never be shame in that.
Bigotry, that's going to come back to bite you in the ass as well. And look,
max your ass. Max your ass as it pertains to anything regarding actual work on a computer. Unless you want to look like the cool kid who's like, oh, look at my systematic artwork and portfolio on my MacBook Pro. But when you want to actually get into the fucking nitty gritty of some shit, a MacBook is next to useless. When you actually got to get down and dirty with some shit, a MacBook is systematically fucking useless. I promise you.
2016, I was willing to give people a pass and chalk their votes up to ignorance. And some of those people, they just had to learn the hard way. And a lot of these new people who voted for Donald Trump, a lot of them are the same, but they're going to have to learn the hard way as well. Like this lady who voted for Trump because she didn't really think that he would repeal the Affordable Care Act like he said he would. And he tried. Now, thankfully, we all got lucky because he couldn't do it. But guess what? If they take back the House, which they're on track to do, Mike Johnson said that it's one of the first things that they're planning to go after. How many people on Obamacare right now, it's the Affordable Care Act for those who think that those are two separate things, but how many people on Obamacare now just voted for Donald Trump? I would imagine millions of people. They just voted to take away their own healthcare. I mean, if this happens, I'm going to lose my healthcare too because I have health insurance because of the Affordable Care Act. So I'm not going to feel sorry for you if that's what you voted for. I'm going to save my sympathy for myself and try to figure out what the fuck I'm supposed to do after you voted to take that away from me. And listen, Trump ran for president 3 times now. Sure, there's people that...
White E-Burger? No, this is not the guy. This is not the guy. I'm just fucking watching this. I'm trying to understand how people feel after the election because I don't remember who it was. I think it was Emily. I'm just going to blame Emily anyway. Somebody wanted election coverage.
That are ignorant, but we have to stop removing agency away from his supporters in order to make us all feel better. They knew what they were voting for, and they went into this election with eyes wide open. Maybe that wasn't the case in 2016, and maybe even in 2020, right? It's kind of a stretch, but still, in this election, Trump was very explicit, and they knew what they were voting for. For example, Alex Henderson of Alternate writes, quote, a former construction worker, Wolfson, voted for Trump despite his affinity for authoritarians. Wolfson told the Inquirer, he's good and bad. People say he's a dictator. I believe that. I consider him like Hitler, but I voted for the man. I mean, yeah. This is not really that surprising. Trump was very open about what he wanted to do. So people in general might be ignorant about the policies that Trump actually supports with regard to the economy and whatnot, but they do know that he has authoritarian impulses. He tried to overthrow the last election. And if people voted for him despite that, I can't just say, yeah, they're ignorant, right? Ignorance is only a legitimate excuse up to a certain point. Eventually, we have to run out of grace to give to these people. If you figured out how to register to vote and drive yourself to the polling station like an adult, you should be expected to also understand what you're voting for, even if...
Hold on, buddy. Are you trying to say black people get... Let me stop.
Sometimes it's complicated. And these ballot measures, they word them in a really weird way. I get it. But if a candidate is running on basically being Hitler too, sometimes it's just pretty obvious and you don't really have to read between the lines, Maybe you should have questioned whether or not the guy talking about Arnold Palmer's cock, who was pantomiming dick sucking at his rally, was going to be a serious candidate who actually wanted to...
I use my MacBook M1 chip and it works for me. Good. As long as there is a purpose for you to have it, keep it. Or sell it when you need be. Either option. But I know when I got to get down and dirty, I can't rely on that fucking thing. As somebody who owned one, I really ended up using it only to fucking make an Excel spreadsheet. And watch movies. Like, that was all it was good for me. It really wasn't useful in any other way. Because I'm now more hands-on than ever, and I need more reliable things. But hey, I can't shame nobody, because I might end up buying the fucking the new MacBook that didn't came out or is about to come out. I don't know if it's out yet. I want to be able to just sit back, kick my feet up, watch a couple shows. You know what I'm saying? Might have to get a MacBook to make it happen. Because at the end of the day, I am a consumer of the product.
To fight for you. No, he was running to keep himself out of jail, and he tricked you again, or he didn't trick you. Either way, you voted for him, and that's pretty fucking stupid. So I'm not gonna buy this whole, oh, I didn't know he was a fascist, ooh, bullshit anymore, because people know he's a fascist, and they voted for him anyway, and probably thought that they would be spared from the wrath of him and his supporters, as was the case with many people, including this guy.
MAGA family.
The only thing... I love this video so fucking much. But this is the thing. This is my thing. I'm gonna say this with like such reverence and canter that you might think I'm joking when I say it, but oh my God, if you voted for Trump and all these fucking videos I saw, motherfuckers say I voted for Trump because of the stimulus package, them motherfuckers still broke and gonna stay broke. I got no sympathy for them. Everybody else, yeah, I can walk with you on the sympathy line. But in terms of everybody, in terms of these motherfuckers who's like, oh, what about my finances? Bro, you broke. You can't money manage. That's your fault, not Trump's. Ain't even Biden's fault. You can't manage your money. You couldn't manage your money when the eggs was cheap. I can't wait to see how you fuck up again. Now, everybody who know how to manage their money, I'm certain you go be all right. But I can smell a motherfucker who can't manage their money from a mile away, bro. You motherfuckers are the funniest ones to be.
Yeah, I was on TikTok Live, and a fellow Trump supporter said that all he needed was my vote. I'll never be part of the MAGA family, and that I'm black, I'll never be accepted, but he just got my vote. No, that's crazy. Like, I love MAGA Nation, I love the MAGA family, and that breaks my heart that someone would speak to me like that right after the election.
Why are we supposed to be getting a stimulus? Ask them that and watch they and you out the way. Because every time a motherfucker I see bring up stimulus, they never, and I do mean never, bring up the fucking pandemic.
All I was a vote? Nah, I love all you guys, and I know most of you MAGA family members are not racist, and I love you guys, and I'll keep repping MAGA Nation, Trump 2024, but that really broke my heart that some guy would say that. Extremely hard.
And look, I say this in the video that you're not going to see till like Friday. I'll say it here. Both sides are terrible, and they hate people, even their own, and they manipulate their own people. The left does it. The right does it. I don't know why this grown-ass man never figured that out, but LOL. LOL.
Heartbroken.
Schadenfreude aside, I will never celebrate or relish in racism, and the fact that that person said that to him is obviously extremely messed up.
We are never getting a stimulus again. Why are people thinking that? Because they unfortunately don't know how to manage their money. They don't know how to manage their money. They don't know how to manage their munyan.
But it's not very surprising. I'm not going to walk into a church holding hands with my husband and then be surprised when they kick me out and tell me to repent. This is fundamentally a white supremacist movement. I get that that guy probably felt good because they celebrated his inclusion and made him feel good in the same way that they celebrate Dave Rubin and Blair White, even though they're anti-gay and anti-trans. Because
But Dave Rubin, the funniest example. This dude, I think this dude gay, and he adopted a child. Or no, what's the thing? He got a surrogate. He got a surrogate to fucking have his baby, and motherfuckers like the Quartering will say, oh, they stole a child from the mother, even though that woman signed on to do that. The woman signs on to be a fucking surrogate, and all of a sudden is, well, no, they kidnapped that child. I think that's wrong that they stole the child from the mother. What? Are we clinically losing it? It's not right. It's not right.
Minority validation is good optics for Trump supporters in the MAGA movement, and it soothes the cognitive dissonance of the MAGA chuds who still genuinely don't think that they're racist, even though they're voting for Donald Trump. But at the end of the day, black and brown people, as well as queer people and disabled people, are not welcome in the white ethno-state that they want. Women will be welcome, but only accepting that they are...
You ever seen Fresh and... whichever one's the muscular one of Fresh and Fit fucking trying to cozy up to Nick Fuentes fans and all of them saying that he ain't welcome? And he doing the uncomfortable laugh, like ha 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 ha, like he in on the joke. It's like, ooh, nobody. And then Sneeko, the funniest one. Sneeko then hopped from dick to 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 dick, and thought no one could ever chastise me here, and then more motherfuckers started chastising him. The minute something affected him and he had to speak on it, that's when motherfuckers turned on his ass. And you know what happened? You know what he spoke up on? The whole Haitians eating dogs thing. He said that shit wasn't happening, and boy, they got mad at him.
subservient to men, right? They're not equal, but they're second-class citizens. I mean, at best, maybe you'll buy yourself some more time if you're a minority person.
Yes, Sneeko did get his tooth fucked up after getting punched. After he initiated contact and then got punched by a leaping, big-bodied security guard. And when I say big body, that motherfucker was big.
Voting for Donald Trump since you're collaborating with them, but they've showed you again and again who they are. Sometimes you just got to believe people when they tell you who they are. But despite
I mean, I do that. And listen, every single friend I got that voted for Trump, they got legitimate reasons. They're worried about things, and they hope Trump is the answer. And all I can really say to that is, we'll see in 4 years, honestly. That's all I can say with a straight face. We will see in 4 years. I don't have one friend that's like, fuck all the gay rights and all this shit. Does that mean no Trump supporter like that exists? Incorrect. Various Trump supporters like that exist. They ain't my friends. They ain't my homies. But guess what? I also got a code of ethics. And if any of my fucking homies was to be like, for example, say something as stupid as, I don't know, it's God's will that a 10-year-old was raped. Yeah, I'm not gonna speak to that individual anymore. It's not somebody who I need to be speaking to. That's somebody who goes directly against everything I hold dear.
Knowing what this movement is, people still find rationalizations because they want to be part of it, right? There is energy with the MAGA movement. You can't deny that. And people just want to be a part of it. It's fun. It's a bandwagon effect.
And yes, while that wasn't a friend of mine, that did happen. And I said, yeah, buddy, I'm glad I got banned off Twitter because I'd have been lost my shit off you. Them motherfuckers might have thought I was a terrorist if I would have said what I said. Because, buddy, did I not want to hear that shit. All I asked was, so you think it's God's will that a 10-year-old got raped? And I got a bunch of, well, type shit I be talking about, bro. That's why I can't out there a lot of people. TW? What is TW? What did I miss? What is TW? Did I miss the hot new slang again?
But doesn't make it any better, right? And the lies that they tell themselves to support Trump, I mean, all they have to do is think deeply for like 5 minutes and they'll realize that they're lying to themselves. For example,
trigger warning. Well, look, I'm not a 15-year-old girl. What's the trigger warning?
One TikToker.
What, rape? Like telling you that a motherfucker seemingly thinks it's God's will that a 10-year-old got raped, it really isn't the trigger warning.
He had a conversation with a Latino man who voted for Donald Trump, and here's his takeaway from that convo.
All right, so I had a conversation with a Latino for Trump guy, and it all makes sense now on why they vote for Trump, and I'm gonna let you guys know. So basically, I just asked him, I said, hey man, why do you vote for Trump? Why do you like Trump? And this is what he told me. So just get your pencils out, pens, whatever, because you're gonna need notes. Because
YouTube daddy gonna get you. See, that's the dumbass logic perpetuated on you by individuals who blatantly say shit off the ether that gets them fucked over. Let me just casually tell y'all this. As long as I don't say it within like the first 5 minutes, I'm fine, free and clear.
He said, well, bro, it's because like with Trump, dude, it's because Kamala, bro. Like if you see Kamala, you're like, what? Like that doesn't even like, is she like, that's not how she is, right? All fake. But Trump's like, he's real, bro. And like he does, like he had a business, bro, and he had lots of businesses, dude. So like the economy because of his businesses, dude. And then like people like, oh, he's bankrupt, bro. All businessmen go bankrupt, bro. At least once or twice. And then they're like, oh, his dad gave him money.
All businesses do not go bankrupt.
Dude, that's cool to have a dad that gives you money. And then they're like,
Leon is so brat. Again, I'm not a 15-year-old girl, so I'm not hip to all this slang you give me. I feel uncomfortable. I don't know this hoodlum speak. Is this the language of the hood rats? Is that what's hot in the street? I don't know.
Oh, he's mean to women, bro. Who isn't mean to women, bro? Come on, we're all mean to women.
I grew up around Asians,
bro. Right? I mean, just so like then like he with the tariffs, bro. The tariffs are terrible, bro. They are. They're the worst, bro. I mean, because like China, bro, they come in. So in the border, dude, like there's they're with the dogs and the cats and the chupacabra. Like, that's what it is, dog. So there you have it. That's why.
In other words, it's mostly vibes, as we all suspected. They know that he's a rapist and an Epstein associate and a misogynist with a documented history of racism, but they're voting for him despite all of that because reasons. And just to show you how lost so many Americans are, AOC asked her Instagram followers who voted for her and Donald Trump why they would do this, how they rationalize this vote, because there's a lot of people in her district that did that. And some of the responses that she got were just depressing, honestly. Quote, Trump and you care for the working class. Another person says, voted Trump, but I like you and Bernie. I don't trust either party establishment politicians. Another one, I feel like Trump and you are both real. I feel like you both are outsiders compared to the rest of DC and less establishment. There's another screenshot she shared.
Saying AOC is not in the establishment gotta be some of the most catch-22 shit I'll ever fucking see.
Voted for Trump and you, not genocide Harris. Dems need Bernie. Another one here. He speaks of war as something that is bad.
The Dems need Bernie. Bernie been trying to be president for the last 5 fucking tries, and it's failed. Bernie ain't never getting it. I'm sorry. Bernie right up there with Biden. If not worse. He ain't getting it, bros. Like, I know when we was all in college, I know when we was all teenagers, we wanted Bernie. Bernie ain't gonna get it, bro. Bernie is definitely never would have made it. He's not gonna get it, bro.
Democrats became the party that supports war. Another screenshot here. Because it's different than what has been the last 4 years, something had to go. I voted all Dem, but damn, you guys make it so hard. I think I identify more with you and Bernie. This person is reasonable. So I just wanted to share a little bit of light in the darkness that we see. And then last but not least, this one person down here says, because of Gaza. See, and this is why I feel so frustrated with Americans. Take Gaza, for example. If you are savvy enough to know about the genocide and know that Biden's administration is complicit, how do you not also know that Trump thinks Netanyahu should finish the job? How do you not also know that Netanyahu wants Trump to win? How do you not know that Trump took $100 million from a pro-Israel donor on the condition that he would let Netanyahu annex all of the West Bank? How do you not understand this? And I understand.
Because no one's telling them that in a way that actually is informative. They're just telling them that to piss them off and to say, you should vote for this side because we'll be less of a fucking issue for the problem. Even though a lot of motherfuckers keep complaining about that issue.
Stand being disgusted with genocide and not voting at all or voting third party. I mean, there were several options that were running against genocide.
Bro, voting third party means nothing. Stop that. Stop telling people to do that. Literally less than 1% voted third party. Stop telling people to do that. Stop fucking telling people to do that. Either tell them to fucking vote Republican, vote Democrat, or not vote at all. No one's touching the third party. Like literally insignificant bug, third party. Objectively, insignificant bug is the third party.
Bill Stein, Cornel West, Claudia de la Cruz. Regardless of what you want to say about those candidates, they were anti-genocide. And I get that third-party candidates won't win, so it's just a protest vote. But if that's your number one issue, why would you vote affirmatively for a candidate who would literally make it worse? I just genuinely don't understand that. Why would you take him at his word that he's anti-war, as one of those people did, instead of looking at his record? He increased drone strikes more than Obama did. He dropped the mother of all bombs in Afghanistan. How can you look at this person and say he's anti-war when his record is not anti-war? It's very militaristic. And a lot of voters, obviously based on those responses she got, they are clearly dissatisfied with the status quo and they hate the establishment, as they should. But none of them think deeply about why they hate the establishment.
I'm voting for Senator Insignificant Bug. It's crazy.
We all hate the establishment. We hate the establishment because it is incapable of producing policies that can address our material needs, our collective desperation. But why? Why can't it do that? Why can't the establishment deliver for us? Well, because our capitalist system has led to the commodification of every aspect of our lives, including democracy. And now billionaires are buying politicians specifically to do their bidding, and that's why we're being ignored. Nobody thinks about this that deeply. It's all just vibes. And Americans are on the right track to suspect that maybe something's up with our political system and the establishment, but it's frustrating that they don't dig a little bit deeper and understand why they hate the system. And that's sad because really, since everybody just operates on vibes, it means politicians don't really have to change anything but the optics to win anti-establishment voters. Trump governed as an establishment Republican politician and literally gave tax cuts to rich people, yet people still think that he's anti-establishment because he says he is. So how do you reach these people? How can you reach people that refuse to do any research whatsoever? Or if they do research,
You give them the research. You give them what they need to look at. Instead of brushing them aside and say, go do your own research, you inform them. You have to be able to inform them in a way that's charismatic, in a way that's eye-catching, in a way that's entertaining, so that they're entertained and they walk away learning something. Once again, the boring route.
End up finding the Daily Wire or some right-wing hack outlet that's going to brainwash them even further. The answer is you can't reach these people. You can't. You can't reach them. We have to accept that reality.
Apparently, Alex Jones is going to lose his InfoWars brand tomorrow, and I'm excited. I'm happy because it's... I don't know how a bunch of people took it serious that a guy said they're turning the frogs gay, and I'm happy he's slowly about to start losing shit.
Okay? If their own families can't reach them, Democrats are not going to be able to reach them. Neither can I.
What about the fucking mainstream media? Yes, mainstream media is exactly a fucking cesspool that needs to be punished more for spreading misinformation. Why would I ignore the little guy who's also doing that?
Neither can you. They have to be willing to think for themselves for once and have the desire to come back to reality and live in this plane of existence with the rest of us. But until that day comes, you can't make them come back to reality. If their own family can't get them to see the light, we're not going to be able to do that. And the reason why it's so important that we...
I mean, if you give up, then that means, fuck, Trump wins again. Trump wins this year, he wins the next 4 years, and another Republican wins. You solve nothing. You make the situation dumber.
Acknowledge this is because I need Democrats to get it through their thick skulls. You're not going to win over moderate Republicans. This is the MAGA party. The Republican Party is Donald Trump's party.
You can absolutely win over moderate Republicans. You would have to, try, instead of adopting this stupid fallacy that this guy has that, no one could change their minds. People could absolutely change their minds. As stubborn as everyone on this planet is, they've changed their minds a few times in life. It can be done. It definitely can be done. Realistically. And guess what? Even if you believe you can't, you still have to do something. Because in case anybody hasn't seen, Trump beat that lady categorically. So I don't know who you gonna have to convince. You got a bunch of registered Democrats that didn't vote because they didn't trust the bitch and they didn't trust the Democratic Party. So what are you gonna do? What the fuck are you gonna do? How are you going to change their fucking minds? How are you gonna get them in on it? Not like this. Not like what Beardy's doing. Beardy not fucking doing a good job right now. Beardy's turning people off. My poor Emily's being turned off right now.
It's over. It's gone. The way you win elections is by mobilizing your own base, the people who are dissatisfied to the point where they stay home.
And they failed. They failed. Also, great freeze frame. They failed. They failed to do that. That's what you're not saying. I mean, there's 3 minutes left in the video, so maybe you do say it, but they failed categorically.
Because you're not delivering for them, right? And I did get pushback for saying that all Trump supporters were either cruel or dumb or both. And I've got to say, after thinking about my remarks and reflecting on what I said, I do want to take the time right now to...
You're about to say something that's not going to, get more people to actually listen to you and consider the Democratic Party. So congratulations.
Double down and reiterate how right I was. Because I was
congratulations.
Right. All of his supporters are fucking insane.
And if, because we don't know how these next 4 years are going to go, if the Democrats don't have a sound strategy and all those billions of dollars they use to fucking get celebrities to dance and show up and preach to everybody, if you don't have a strategy, guess who's going to win guess who's going to win re-election? Trump. And then what you going to say? Oh, well, we gave it a good effort. Did you? Did you really? I don't think you did. I don't think you did. I think you fucked up royally.
And even though they're all happy right now, they're soon going to reap what they sow, unfortunately for them. And I'll leave you with a video from comedian and activist Dixon D. White, who gave Republicans a preview of what's to come if Trump actually does everything that he says he wants to do.
Hey, y'all, how's it going? It's MAGA here under Trump, year 2027, July 22nd. I voted for Trump back in 2024 because I didn't want no black woman telling me what the fuck to do. And then plus all the immigrants coming over here, they scary. And so anyhow, it's been a crazy time, but I'll be honest with you, I lost my health care, but Trump said he got a good concept coming. So I'm waiting on that. We all lost our freedom of speech and right to protest, and the media, oh Lord, the press lost their freedom to, talk about Trump. If they say anything bad about Trump, the media could get arrested too. But there's been a lot of changes and all that. But Medicare's gone. My paycheck dropped about 25%. But, as Trump said, that's because of tariffs and all that. It's been 3 years, but it's going to get better. My overtime pay is...
I'm more finding this enjoyable than what I watched from the guy with the beard. Because at least this is somewhat amusing to me.
Overtime pay, that's illegal now. You can't do that. Taxes went up quite a bit. Basically, we live under a fascist regime, man. It's crazy. The middle class in America are mainly only rents now. And the damn thing happened, y'all. Ukraine is now Russia. It's just some shit. And Gaza is now just a beachfront property that Trump owns and Elon.
The Palestinians were completely destroyed by, it was bad, by Elon and Trump and Netanyahu. All three of them got together. It was bad. But
all right, that's the end of that. I wanna watch my girl. I wanna watch my girl. I wanna watch Gothics. I wanna watch Gothics. This is my homie, my big homie. It's my big homie. I want to watch my big homie. I'm not watching the would you end a friendship thing because my point still stands. Like, it's the same thing I said like 20 minutes ago.
These last couple of days, we have seen an increase of people putting their mental health breakdowns on full display all across social media because Trump got elected. Now, if we remember what happened the first time he became president, this shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone. But I wanted to make this video to address something that I keep hearing from the right. And it's this idea that we, America, we lack proper mental health resources.
We do and don't. Allow me to help y'all if you think this. We do have great mental health resources. The overwhelming problem is a lot of motherfuckers can't afford it because it is expensive to fucking deal with. And no, that's not because of Biden. That's always been something drastically fucking expensive to deal with. On top of, specifically for the MVPs of successful suicide, men, they don't really have a groundwork or foundation to actually feel comfortable to express their emotions and feelings. Because it's been viewed as gay for a long time for men to express how they feel. And in these quote unquote safe spaces, which are just incels mad because a bitch won't fuck them, you don't really have the confidence to really express whether you're feeling sad, down, anxious, any of that shit. Because, oh, bro, just go work out. You'll forget all about that. That's really not how that's going to work for everybody because everybody's issues aren't, the same. And so you would need more than just, oh my God, pump some iron, dude. And you'll be able to fucking forget all your issues, your crippling debt, the fact that you tried to kill yourself last night. Oh my God, if you just go hit the Stairmaster, you'll forget all about it. Bro dice. No. It takes a little bit more than that. And because I live in a world where people view mental health as a joke, unfortunately, for the men, we're going to be running the MVP race for mental health and suicides for a long time.
Obviously, I think we can all come to the agreement that there's something going on psychologically, right? Like we can see that, we observe that. But lacking mental health resources? No, I don't think so. And this is coming from someone who used to struggle with depression, who is a Trump derangement syndrome survivor. But
this is not a real thing. Stop saying shit like this. This is not trendy or cool.
That's not really the issue. There's something deeper than that I want to address. Let's start with this. First of all, if we look at the breakdown of people who tend to be involved in psychology, these people tend to lean more one way on the political spectrum. Okay, they usually.
Just because you watch 5 people who are psychiatrists say they're voting Democrat doesn't mean that overwhelmingly all these motherfuckers are liberals. Speaking to an individual who has met both liberal and conservative psychiatrists, this is not a veiled statistic here. We're not getting a statistic. We're just getting a jump to conclusion.
Usually tend to be left, liberals, progressives. Most people on the left tend to be secular, tend to be atheists. Now, why am I bringing this up? We're going to role play for a second. Picture this. Let's say that you are on the left, and for the last couple of years, you have heard everyone from the media to Hollywood, your family, friends, professors, everyone just repeat this narrative that if Trump gets elected, he is going to take away your rights. He is going to enslave black people. He is going to bring us back to the dark ages. Your life will literally be over if this guy gets in office because he is the equivalent to Hitler. Okay, let's just imagine that that is all you heard day in and day out for the last couple of years. So naturally, when this guy got elected, we can understand where this reaction is coming from because to their knowledge, this is all that there is. This world, that's it. Think of how crazy these climate activists act. You know, we gotta end global warming, otherwise everyone is gonna die. Okay, well, people die. People die every day. People die all the time. You will die, I will die, we will all die. I should make that into a nursery rhyme. But seriously, we will all die someday. Now, if you think that that's it, and you just go on the ground and you're eaten by worms, then again, we can understand where this sense of urgency comes from people who are trying to make America their heaven. Because that's it. They don't believe in heaven. They don't believe in hell. This is it. It breaks my heart because I saw, and I'm sure we're gonna get more stories like this. There was this one guy, he killed his entire family, supposedly because he was so distressed over Trump becoming president. It's so sad. Whereas,
excuse the fuck out of me. Excuse me? Like, I'm so stunned, like, I can't even play. What? but Trump is enslaving black people. Look at Leon's streaming schedule. He can't be doing it of his own free will to feed us this good. What are you talking about? Bro, I just stream, bro. Wait a minute. Stream schedule? Stream schedule? Bitch. I mean, I've tried to commit to the one I got on Twitch, but I either do it and go longer, do it and go shorter, or just do it. Wait a fucking minute. Wait a goddamn minute. Minnesota dad who ranted against the Trump election gunned down white. What the fuck? I can't even play the game right. What the fuck? Let me see this. Minnesota dad. Okay. Damn it. These fucking bugs keep chasing me as I'm trying to type. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Let me see some. When Obama took a, oh my God. After I did left wing, working all people that call this, I mean, when you have relieve any stress on the Xbox today, I mean, that's gonna happen regardless. But when you're talking about a story about a guy who is paranoid about Trump elections gunning down their family, and then the New York Post has this image. I mean, what could one possibly have expected today?
He killed his entire family, supposedly because he was so distressed over Trump becoming president. It's so sad. Whereas someone who has an eternal perspective, yeah, we're going to deal with struggle. We're going to deal with pain and suffering and wars and violence and racisms and bigotries and all the isms. And that's just life. And all of the pain and suffering is just a product of human beings being their own moral arbiters. And there's nothing I can do to stop that. But I can focus on the things I can control. And that includes setting my mind on things to come as opposed to thinking this is it. So yes, while I agree that there is
we're all going to die
a mental health crisis, we have to understand that those mental health issues are usually the result of not having an eternal perspective. By the way, when I say that, I don't mean in the jihadist type, suicide bombing vest. No. I'm grateful for what God has given me, but I'm not going to lose my mind when things don't go my way because I'm not owed anything. You're not owed anything. These Marxists are playing the long game. We could lose America. We could go to World War III. We could.
I hate everyone who talks like, oh, this is going to affect you because of this decision. It won't affect me at all. I despise everyone who talks like that. You sicken the core foundation of my frontal cortex.
Deal with all of these terrible things, but we also have a
follow me here. The dude was just a nut job and they're just blaming politics. Nah, really? It's not like there's potentially no other example of motherfuckers just saying something and tying it to politics when that seems to be not the case at all. No, really? No. Barton.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs.
The official Donald Trump anthem by Filthy. Oh my God. Did he really? I'm not watching nothing about Filthy Frank. There's only one song that matters in terms of politics, and you all know what it is. I won't say what it is.
Choice. Do we focus only on
it's a whole lot of gang shit.
What's directly in front of us, or do we look at the bigger picture? And unfortunately, as I said, people on the left lack that bigger picture. I literally saw this video the other day of this woman who was wishing that someone would drop a bomb and just wipe everyone out of existence. What makes someone arrive at that particular worldview? Someone who lacks an eternal perspective. Someone who thinks that they are owed perfect utopian circumstances, and if they don't get that, then nothing matters. Now, let me pause really quickly because I know for a fact I'm going to get people in the comments, as per usual, insinuate that I am spreading dogma as if the secular world hasn't been doing that for God.
No, you're not spreading dogma. People have been a little bit people, a lot of over dramaticness over this election, a lot, and it ain't just coming from the people who are upset that Kamala lost. It's coming from a lot of people that love the fact that Trump won. Because again, if you had to show up to a university with a woman or property sign, yeah, bro, you're a little bit too excited over that outcome.
God knows how long. Okay, so I'm spreading dogma, and religion, something, religion has caused millions upon millions of atrocities throughout the world. Ring, Mao Zedong called.
It's true.
He would like to have a word with you. So has Stalin, so has Hitler, so has Lenin, so has Pol Pot. And that's my...
You naming all these people doesn't negate that religion is also a backbone as to why a lot of problems have occurred. But good attempt.
Point. These communists, these genocidal maniacs also lacked the eternal perspective. In their mind, they're not going to be held accountable in the long term for the things that they have done. So why would they care? But to that point, this is something that I can actually relate to. I used to share this same bleak, morbid outlook on the world simply because Trump got elected back in 2016. Like I said, I'm...
What a horrible mindset for a lot of you people. You can't just, just cool out. You can't just chill. Fuck, Trump got elected in 2016. You know what I did? I chilled. There's really nothing else I could do. I was 16. You know what happened when Biden got elected? I chilled. Me and my friend Dalen shared memes of Biden with dreads. Why? What the fuck else we were gonna do? We were 21. You know what happened when Trump got elected? I woke up and finished watching a movie. Nothing else I could do here. Literally, it's nothing else I could do here. A lot of shit out of my control. Some shit could be in my control. Right. I enjoyed my Biden blast. I won't lie to you.
I'm a Trump derangement syndrome survivor. And I actually...
You know what I've been doing for like the entirety of the year while the rest of you have like struggled to figure out how you're going to cope or accepting the fact that we're all going to die? I was watching AI presidents play Super Mario Party. Clearly, I was taking this seriously, bro.
Actually have my own documentary that brings you through my entire journey of me being a radical leftist and waking up. So if you think that that's something that you...
That did not bring forth the entire journey. Gothics, I watched that documentary. That did not go through your entire journey of being a radical leftist. That was essentially a summary.
Resonate with? Check out my film. It's on Amazon Prime Video. I'll put the link in the description box below. And if you've already watched it, what did you think? Leave a review. Help share.
Wait, that's the end of the video. There's 2 minutes left in the video. What? Nothing was said. Wait, what? The rest of it is a promo of the movie. So anyways, our white savior's back. And now he's going to tell us how bad it is being a tuber you.
This video is sponsored by Babbel. August 7th, 2021, 9:55 a.m. The moment my channel reached 100,000 subscribers. The moment I thought would never come, but it happened. And I remember watching that number tick over the magic threshold as clear as day.
I remember being at my college job, just watching, like, it was like 99,999. And I was just sitting there watching it. Like, every hour, I'd fucking, like, refresh to see how far I got. And it kept going up and up and up. And I'm like, and then it got to that number, and I literally, I just felt happy. It was like, oh, I had this random goal, didn't know how I was going to fucking do it, ended up doing it. Succession. The hell is this? Do you remember the guy who sat there and guilt-tripped us all into trying to give him money because, oh my God, it's financial abuse to not pay him? I now want to hear his outlook on how being a YouTuber is hell, in parentheses, unless you're huge. Mind you, this guy has 117,000 subscribers. I need to know how he thinks.
There with my wife, she congratulated me and said that we should celebrate. A few days later...
Yes, it's the same dude from yesterday. The exact same dude. I need to know his thoughts on this. I will... Now, the video is 51 minutes. We're going to max speed this because ain't no way I'm about to listen to this for a full length 55 minutes, 51 minutes.
I got verified, and that fancy little checkmark appeared next to my channel name, letting everyone know that people watch my stuff. A couple months afterwards, I received my silver play button, the award that YouTube gives out to creators for achieving 100,000 subscribers. My in-laws took me, my wife...
Get this guy. No.